Alright, Eugene back up here for another. We're working on a Stihl KM56RC. Of course, you broke the pull start, and these are really fun because you gotta disassemble half this piece of equipment just to change the pull start. Back here, I'm not even sure what we need to take apart. I haven't had one of these. Get me a light here and see what is required. Maybe just 3 Torx or Allen screws. I don't know. Get a bit and find out. All right, see what it takes here. Try Torx first. Feel like I nailed it. There's 3 screws on the back here. Let's get this cover off. All right, we got 3 screws loosened here. Let's see if this cover comes off. Oh, that wasn't bad. Dump the screws out here so I don't drop them on the floor. There's the pull start. It was broken. I've never worked on one of these. I see the knot's way down there at the bottom. This looks like it's awesome to take apart. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, let me get this out of my way and we'll see. Got it up here on the bench. Let's see. Yes, what's left of the rope down here. All right, I see a clip in the center here. I've never done one of these. Bring it in here. Got a funky clip in the middle here. Gotta get that off and we'll see what it looks like. Alright, we got our snap ring off. What a pain in the butt that was. Oh, this looks awesome to get apart here. Oh, it's got spring on the bottom too. I've never seen nothing like this. Spring on the bottom, spring on the top, rope in the center. And put this back down there before this thing goes flying apart. Hang on. Alright, we got it back on here. Looks like you just pull this cap, sneak the rope out through there and put the cap back on. Alright, bring it back when I get that out. Alright, we just used the pick and got the rope out. Now we just got to figure out how to get the other one back through and out here, and then I think you pull up to this thing and I can wind it up. Let's figure out how to get this rope back in. Let me go over here to the thing and cut this off and melt the end so it don't fray anything. Alright, we got the rope melted back up and in here. Got a knot tied back in this thing. It looked like it only had a single knot, so. We just have to push it back in. It looks like all it takes. Drop this back in there. Hopefully the spring don't fly out. The notch down here at the bottom has got to line up with, so. Alright, it lined up with the notch. Get the cap back on here. The clip back in. This should be fun. As fun as it was to take out. No, actually, no, it might not be as bad as it was to take out. She's on. It looks like there's a little notch in the side here. You must put it in the. You know what would help, probably, Gene? If you had stuck it through the. I gotta take it back apart. If you had stuck it through the hole over here first. Alright, we're gonna pause. I gotta take it back and do this one. Alright, we're back on the pole saw here. I actually left and came back already. Had to go fix a head gasket on a rider. Then I had to go pick up a rider, and then now I'm back. Anyway, I think we got to put this back on. Trying to see how this thing winds up here. Okay, it's gonna wind. Let me put the clip back in. This clip is my nemesis here. A lot easier to get it back in than it is to get it out, I can tell you that. Nope, didn't go in. Yeah, no, it's not in. Alright, what's stopping it? Oh, I know what's stopping it. Somebody got the cord underneath it. There we go. Alright, let's see if I can wind this up. This thing has a notch in here, so you can supposedly wind this up, but we'll find out how that works. Not great, I can tell you that. Keep it in the notch. Nope. If you don't keep it in the notch, it unwinds on you. Yeah, this is not a good system on this one. I'll see if I can do it with my fingers. I think the notch will only come in handy if I need to take up some more slack on it. Try one more time and see if I got it. I might have enough already. Alright, pull the rope out. Pull the rope out. Recoil. No, still too loose. Still needs another winder too. That's where that notch comes in handy. Grab the rope. Bring it out once or twice here. Get to that notch. And then you can follow the rope around, and that way you don't pull out one anymore, and then you'll get a couple more wraps on it. I think we'll go, whoops. I think I'll go 2. Of course the rope is falling out already. That notch is definitely not big enough, I can tell you that. You want to follow the rope around. If not, you're just going to be winding up and be back right where you started. Can't seem to keep it in the notch over here. Rope ends up coming out 19 miles before. Well, that might be enough. Let's find out. It goes all the way in. It's got a good snap to it. Well, we can put it back on. Get all wound up here, and we can give it a shot, and if not, we'll have to do it again. Feels okay. Problem was, whoever pulled it, instead of you gotta pull it short, pulled it all the way out. Snapped it off. Alright, let's move some stuff here. Pause, and I'll get this all back. Alright, we got a cover slid back on here. This is that easy pull system. I don't know. It's a spring on the top of a spring that amplifies the spring of the spring of the spring. I don't like them. If you can't pull this pull start, then I don't think you can hold the saw up in there to cut with it. So, all right, I am not bottoming out here. Sure, all the these screws are the same. Just a little hard to get them started. When I pull this cover off and get all the screws dropped in the holes, and then do this. I'll bring it back when I get that screws on. Alright, after some finessing and a couple kind words, she went back on. Let's see, how does this work? Choke, should be down. Momentary contact with. We'll hold it up here on the table. Let's bring it off the table here. Bring it over here a little bit. Oh, I don't like this. Yeah, it's got that easy pull cord system, so it kind of gives before it catches. I don't like how that was at all. That's how it probably broke. Well, that's it. You gotta push it in to get off the choker. Oh, this is a great system here. Should be impressed, proud of yourself. Okay, so you put it. Is this got a water running out of it? This is got one of them choke systems like a chainsaw where it lets off by itself. But don't want to start. Alright, so maybe we got other issues here. Alright, try this again. Push it in, turn it up. I feel like I heard it fit. Yeah, she's not running good at all. Jumping right off the table here. She needs a little tweaking here. Yeah, she needs a little adjustment. Hang on. We got adjustments, but that's where it's choking himself there. It's there for running away. Too far. You got a special screw in the idle. Hang on, we're gonna adjust this idle up a little. That's not better. Car clean, I cleaned this off. I don't know, it's got a coil on sawdust in there. I'm doing my car clean there. I know it's one on the bench, but I think I'm there. Yep, she's empty. Let's find another one. Hang on, let's clean this off a little bit. There we go. Clean it off a little bit more. Down, bud. Kind of good to me. Filter doesn't look bad. I mean, they make them brown, so it's really hard to tell. We're gonna clean this off too with some air. Alright, we cleaned the air filter out, so I'll put it back on. I think it needs new air. The oil so bad. Sounds okay. Sounds okay to me. Alright, we're gonna. He also had a problem with putting. He said he couldn't get the extension on, so we're gonna put the extension on, which is behind you here. Turn it this way so you can see. Here's the extension. Yeah, I found this laying out by the crotch this morning. Oh, we got instructions. Oh, better put them back in the box so somebody wants to read them can see them later. All right, turn you this way. Shouldn't be that hard. Probably the hardest part is lining up the shafts here. Alright, this got a pin on it. And a notch at the top. Oh, let me get to the other side. You have to push this? No, you have to push the pin. Huh, now I see what he was talking about. There it goes. The lock. Geez, by the time you put both ends on this thing, it's going to be 14 feet long. So I'm going to bring it out here some. Geez. Alright, we're going to pause you and we'll bring you back. I'm going to bring it on the floor here. I'm already out to my foot because I need to make sure that the shafts are engaged. Hang on. There's something wrong because I got the motor running down here and the chain's not spinning. Alright, we're going to take a look at this. Pause you so I'll cut my finger off while I'm trying to film and check to see why this chain ain't spinning. Hang on. This one's got issues in the clutch side of this. It's free spinning. I got to spin for a couple seconds and then it's just free spin. You grab the other end of the shaft and you can spin this, but it doesn't turn on the motor, which it should. And when you shut off, you hear it just keep spinning. I bet this reel is fun to take apart. I'm betting you got to pull the pull start off. You got to pull one. All these screws, I bet you got to pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 screws just to take the top off. Alright, we're going to pause here a second. We want to see what we got to take apart. Oh, there's a screw up here. See if maybe I can just take the top off this and see if the clutch has come apart. Alright, we get the top off. I'm not sure if the clutch might be cooked in this thing, because it's still hooked. Turn this and the shaft spins at the end. Doesn't seem to be catching in here. We gotta try to figure out how all this comes apart and see if we can pull this clutch off. Alright, we just slid the end off. Here's the problem. This thing is just free spinning in there. It's supposed to be I think this is falling off, because this should stay tight into this clutch, and then the clutch grabs on the fingers come out and grab the clutch, and there's something wrong in here. If I remember right, these are not fun to get off. Spark plug boot won't fit through the cover. No. Awesome. Gotta make it fit somehow, because I need to get this cover out of the way. Yeah, it's got these hard ears that stick off the side. You can't. The boot doesn't fit through the hole. Great design here. You would think this is just a cap. There we go. It was. I need to look down the front of this because there's usually a set screw in there. This thing looks like it's falling apart. Alright, I'll bring you back when I get a look in. I'm not exactly sure what's down the center of this. I can't really see it. I've tried a couple Allen bits here, and problem is when you get up to this side, it jumps so far that it won't fit down the front. I don't think I have any more bits. Hang on, let me look around and see what I got. Alright, I can't figure out what's down there. We might be going drastic with this thing. We might be pulling the motor. That really sucks. Got to pull fuel lines off. Got to pull off a cable. kill switch, draw cable. Yeah. Alright, we're going to think about this for a minute. It's got to be in the problem. You should not have this much movement in the clutch. The clutch seems to be backing off from the. You see this clutch? Seems to be backing off from the clutch. Well, this is the housing, but off the clutch itself. It's just free spinning. So, something wrong in here. Alright, hang on. Let's see what we can. I found one that fits it. Leave that. I had to go into 4 different spots, but I found one. It feels like it's tight. So yeah, so now there's a different problem. Of course, these are Loctite on, so they're fun to get off. Thank God I had, I don't know where this set came from. What set is this? It looks like a Stanley set. I don't know where I got it from. I bought it from somewhere. I'll bring it back when we get this. Alright, we got it off. They look wore, but not horrible. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be clutch material on the outside of that. I'm trying to think if I have another Stihl laying over here in the back. I think we're gonna pause here and we're gonna take a couple minutes and see if I take that one apart and see what the clutch. See if there's supposed to be clutch material on here. If not, it maybe just got overheated. I don't know. Doesn't seem to be grabbing here though. I thought maybe this was all wore out in the clutch, but it's not. So we're good there. We're good on the other side of the shaft. I don't know. Funny. Alright, let's pause it and I'll bring it back when I figure something out. Alright, I couldn't get the clutch off that other one. I think we're going to reinstall this one and see what happens. I was hoping to get that one out because then I could have swapped the whole entire clutch onto this one. Alright, let me get this one back on here and see what happens. Yeah, I couldn't get the other one. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Torx. I don't know what it is. I gotta figure out how to hold this one so I can tighten her up. I want to break something. It's tight. Jeez. Seems to have a ton of slop here. It has to be the clutch. I don't know why this one, and that one moves some, but not like this. Not that the shoe shouldn't grab it still. The shoe should still grab it. Oh, we'll put it back together and see what happens. That's all we can do. This thing is filthy. Look at that, folks. I think we might have found out why the. Did it tip down far enough? Well, I changed it. Look at the sawdust in there. It's almost solid. I think we might have found out why the chain don't turn. Let me clean that out. We're gonna pause you here. I'm gonna get a picture of this for the owner of the saw. I wonder why it don't cut. That is packed solid. Look at this. Look at it. How's that chain going to turn with that much binding up inside this cover? You look at the cover. Oh my gosh. We're going to get this cleaned out. Oh my. I can steal a screenshot off of this. There's a lot of sawdust. We'll get this cleaned out and we'll see if it runs better. That was just a quick hand cleaning. Look how deep that is. Oh my god, people. After some cleaning with the air gun and stuff, some brake clean, we got it cleaned up pretty good. I don't know, people. Simple maintenance. Once in a while, take the cover off, clean the, hose it out or something. I don't know. I hope it didn't cook the clutch trying to spin that. Because I wasn't, he already tried this to run the saw, so. Alright, hang on. Let me pause you. Alright, we got it running. Something's broken and I guess the head end because it's spinning the clutch up. I'll have to take the saw off the other end and see if the gear's spinning all over the saw. It's got a problem. Major problem. Alright, it seems to be the problem's in this mid shaft. I don't know if something broke. I'm not even sure how to get the mid shaft out. I'm not sure if you can just pull it out or what. Something's not right in this mid shaft. You put the mid shaft back on. It doesn't even spin it. I swear this mid shaft is broken in the middle somewhere. Seems to be spinning it, but you put this mid shaft in and the chainsaw won't spin. I'm not sure if it's not getting engagement or what. Try putting it together one more time, one piece at a time, and see if maybe it's just not lining up with the input here. Hang on. Alright folks, we got you back on. Persistence, persistence, persistence. Keep checking and keep looking and keep thinking and you figure it out. The color, one of the colors, I don't know if I can get you back far enough. Find out. One of the colors had slid. This one right here had slid down the shaft, and so they weren't all interlocking that well together. So these two would interlock enough to catch it, but the problem was the shaft was pushed down so far on this side, it wasn't interlocking at the other end. So the other side up by the engine wasn't connecting. Now you fire up and she spins. That 5 pounds of sawdust probably didn't help it either. I'm pretty sure it made the end really heavy instead of pulling on this joint. So there you have it. We got it back to one piece. We can fire it up and I can see if I can spin you around and see it moving. I think you pick you up here and we'll spin you around. Idling. See the head there? There you have it. Oh my god. What a pain in the butt to get this figured out. I don't know what made the collar move or why, but I'm going to take a marker or a piece of electrical tape. I'm going to put it around that collar. If I see a gap between that collar and that tape, it has moved again. Alright, we're going to pause right here. We're going to end this video. We got her fixed and figured out. Got all that sawdust out here. That was not going to play good with the clutch. I can tell you that. Alright, hang on. Alright, we got you in the handheld. Keep it simple. Keep it stupid. Piece of electrical tape there. Piece of electrical tape here. If they see a gap between this tape and this collar, alright, you need to loosen them up and slide them back on. Alright, guys, in this video here, there's the pole saw. Like I said, she's a Stihl KM656RC. Alright, but we're going to end this one here. We're going to call this guy up and tell him he can pick up his stuff. Alright, if you got any information on this, please like, share, subscribe, follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, Eugene Backyard Repair. One of them has no S on the end of it. Picture part, project, funny videos, things of nature, screenshots, roadside find, Drift Grill, share videos, all kinds of cool stuff on there. Parts when I get them in. I think I just shared spark plugs off a 4-wheeler I'm working on. You wouldn't believe them plugs. They're woo-wee. But anyway, they're definitely ready to go check out both of them. Sign up for them if you would, please. It's free. YouTube's free, Facebook's free, and Instagram is free. No obligation once you sign up. Just check all of them out. Sign up if you would, please. Give this video a thumbs up if you would, please. Give it a comment. This one was a tough one. Man, we went through every scenario we could think of for the what might be wrong. Took the whole thing apart and put it back together. Of course. Alright, the video cut off anyway. Like I was trying to say, persistence. Got this one fixed. You know, and we'll get them back. Get call the guy up and tell them to come pick your stuff up. Yeah, like I said, if I didn't say this because like I said, I don't know where it cut off. Give the video a thumbs up if you would, please. Leave it a comment, and we're out of here. Peace. Give you one more look at the saw. Alright, God bless y'all. Have a good day. We're out of here. Peace.